They shot the Deathworlder Cadet 3 times. She tore the door off the facility. The Galactic Defense Academy on Virel 9 prided itself on producing the galaxy's finest soldiers. Its walls were forged from composite alloys designed to contain explosions, and its training modules could simulate black hole gravity. Nothing was supposed to break inside the academy. Then a human showed up. The human cadet. Cadet Mara Hayes, earthborn and proud, was the first human ever admitted. The reports had called her planet a death world, too dangerous, too unstable, too violent for life to thrive. Yet somehow, humanity hadn't just survived it. They'd built cities between volcanoes, launched ships from hurricane zones, and tamed lightning for power. Her instructors called it madness. She called it Tuesday. The other cadets, Vorkans, Threxians, and Arathi, didn't understand her. They saw a small, soft-skinned creature who smiled too easily and volunteered for every hazardous drill. And one of them, Jorkal, a towering, four-armed Vorian, decided to test what Deathworlders were really made of. The simulation. It started as a mock combat exercise, no lethal fire, only stun rounds. Mara's squad was ambushed during a corridor sweep, pinned behind cover. "You're cornered, human," Jorkal sneered from the upper walkway. "How does it feel to be prey again?" Mara sighed, brushing dust off her uniform. "You really want to find out?" Jorkal grinned and switched the setting on his rifle. "Not stun. Live fire. 3 shots. Center mass." The plasma bolts hit her chest, shoulder, and abdomen. The air filled with the smell of scorched fabric and ozone. Mara fell hard. Every cadet froze. "Jorkal," someone shouted. "You idiot," that was. Then Mara twitched. The thing that stood back up. She exhaled once, raggedly, smoke curling from her uniform. Her hands pressed against the floor. Then she rose. Slowly. Mechanically. Her breathing was shallow, her expression calm. Too calm. "You shot me," she said. Jorkal stumbled back. It was a malfunction. 3 times. Her tone was eerily flat. The other cadets started edging away from her. She looked toward the sealed blast door, the exit. Then she took 2 steps forward. Simulation terminated. She gripped the door handle. The door. The alloy door weighed a ton and was magnetically sealed. It was supposed to be unbreakable. Mara inhaled once. Then she pulled. Screeching metal filled the corridor as the bolts bent and the hinges screamed. Sparks showered around her. Every species in the room watched in horror as the human cadet, shaking, bleeding, barely conscious, ripped the entire door out of its frame and hurled it down the hall. It hit the wall with a deafening crash. Then Mara slumped to one knee. Simulation terminated, she repeated softly. And collapsed. Medical bay. They rushed her to the med bay. The medical team, 3 Arathi doctors and 1 nervous Threxian, expected a corpse. Instead, they found a heartbeat. Weak, but steady. 2 hours later, she woke up. "Cadet Hayes," a doctor gasped. "You've been shot 3 times. "Yeah," she rasped, sitting up. "That tracks. You should be dead." "I get that a lot." Commander Tharn, a massive Dronathai veteran, entered the room. His armor clanked softly as he approached. "You tore a mag-sealed door off its frame," he said. Mara rubbed her neck. Was it important? It was alloyed to withstand a starship impact. She blinked. Guess adrenaline's a hell of a drug." He didn't laugh. "Explain yourself." Mara hesitated. "Pain means you're still alive. You move, or you die. That's what we learn growing up on Earth." The medical staff glanced at one another, unsettled. "Your physiology," one muttered. "It reacted as though your body decided to refuse death." "That's kind of our thing," Mara said with a weak grin. The hearing. The Academy held a formal inquiry. Dozens of officers and scientists crowded the tribunal chamber. Jorkal sat at the edge, pale and silent. Cadet Hayes, said the presiding officer, you were struck with live plasma. How did you stay conscious? Didn't feel like dying yet, she said. You lifted a 1-ton blast door. No human should be capable of that. We do what we have to, she replied. You'd be surprised what necessity teaches. Jorkal finally spoke, voice shaking. She wasn't alive. I saw her eyes. She looked wrong. Like something else took over. Mara turned to him, meeting his gaze. You're not wrong. Every human has that moment. The switch flips. You stop being afraid. The tribunal murmured. And if that switch flips in combat? One instructor asked. What then? Mara's eyes hardened. Then you should hope we're on your side. The room went silent. The report. Doctors studied her for days. Her blood chemistry defied logic, adrenaline, endorphins, regenerative enzymes all off the charts. Her cells had begun repairing plasma damage before she'd even lost consciousness. A Threxian researcher whispered, their bodies don't adapt over generations. They adapt in minutes. When the report reached the Concorde's military council, it came with a note. Reclassification request, humans, Homo sapiens, threat level Gamma. Capable of extreme adaptation, regeneration, and unpredictable aggression under stress. Recommend caution. The visit. Commander Tharn visited her after her discharge. He stood beside her bed, mandibles clicking in thought. You've caused quite a stir. Mara smirked. You're welcome. Half the faculty wants to expel you. The other half wants to recruit 1,000 more like you. Bad idea, she said. Why? Because humans don't fight to win. We fight to survive. And if survival means tearing down the walls around us, she gestured vaguely, you get what happened in that corridor. Tharn was silent for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. Perhaps, he said, the galaxy should stop calling you fragile. Mara smiled faintly. That'd be nice. But I don't mind being underestimated. Makes it easier to surprise people. Epilogue. Jorkal avoided her for the rest of the semester. When they finally crossed paths again, he only said one thing. You should be dead. She shrugged. So should my species. Yet here we are. When she graduated, her name was whispered across the fleet. The Deathworlder who took 3 plasma shots, stood up, and tore the door off the facility. No one called humans fragile again. And somewhere in the depths of the Concorde's secure archives, a classified note was added to all military briefings involving Earth. If engagement with humans becomes unavoidable, do not assume incapacitation after initial contact. Confirm termination twice. Preferably from orbit. Because as every soldier soon learned, you can shoot a Deathworlder 3 times and she'll still come for you.